Welcome back to Splinterlands TV with me, Holazor. Thanks to Rick on the Mountain for their stream, full of mathematics and introductions to mechanics. I have quite a few things that I want to get through on my stream today. The first of which is some stuff around guild brawls, because I haven't put in my guild brawl teams yet. So not only do you have your regular battles that you can go ahead and do, but when you join a guild, you have a duty. Well, at least in my guild, it feels like a duty to jump in and participate in brawls. So the brawl that I'm in is Gold League, as opposed to my leaderboard ranking, which is champion at the moment. So we're going to jump in and do some teams and do some gameplay, and hopefully our opponents will have teams ready to go. Hey Elephantium, welcome. Hope you're having a good one. So the rule set for this particular battle is just Fog of War, so everyone loses their sneak. We've got Life Splinter available, Death Splinter and Dragon available. Can't use Jotun, so that doesn't really matter because Fire Splinter is out of here. So if it's not sneak, I might want to work on using some opportunity. Blue Splinter's not in, otherwise I would have gone for that. I might do Live Splinter with Lorna so everyone gets a free strike. So I'm just searching for creatures with opportunity because I want to be able to attack monsters that aren't just the one in the front line, because opportunity will of course attack people with the lowest health. Now I need a tank, so I'm building my team in sort of backwards manner, choosing my attack monsters before I choose my tank. I might go with Chaos Knight. Actually no, let's not use Chaos Knight. Let's throw Captain Katie in as our primary gladiator card so we can use that Bloodlust. And then does that leave me in terms of tanks? I need 5 mana or less. Maybe I'm going to use Blinding Reflector. And we've got 2 mana left to choose from. So 2 mana creature, I'm going to throw in Dax Paragon because they'll be able to amplify that reflect. Now, unfortunately, my opponent in this particular battle has not yet submitted their team because these battles are asynchronous as opposed to synchronous. So we didn't get to see that particular combat. But what I did just notice is my guild is actually winning this brawl so far. So I better not lose any games in this and continue to help their reputation. So what have we got? We've got Quora banned, but Green Splinter's out anyway, so it doesn't matter. Spreading Fury and Melee Mayhem. So melee people can attack from any position. I'm not sure if we got a tier 4 brawl this time around. I'll check after this battle submitted, Elephantium, and I'll let you know. I'd like to say it's not tough because my guild is winning, but that's probably because I haven't submitted my teams yet. Once I submit my teams, we'll probably fall back to like 4th or 5th position, most likely. But who knows? So, Melee Mayhem and Spreading Fury. So we want to focus our fire as much as we possibly can into a single monster. Which means I want to use Reach behind my tank. I'm going to go with Junker. I'm going to go find myself a gladiator by searching for Bloodlust. And I think I might do the same trend as last time, but that's not really going to focus my fire. Where is Demon Shark? Now that's too much mana, so time to rebuild the team. I will bring a Shatter along. I'll bring a heal along, and I'll hope for the very best. That's another one where there's been no team submitted. Yeah, so it looks like it's a tier 3 this time around for my guild, but we got guild rank 40, 99, 63, 46, 27, 50, 209, 178th and 85th. Well, the guild that I'm in is ranked 22nd, so I guess we got an easy draw this time round. Let's see if we will get a battle out of this guild. Yeah, I think we have got tier 4 capability, but maybe we didn't set it at the start of this brawl cycle. We've got 2 summoners banished, and this is in an enemy arena. That's fine, because I can still run. No, I can't run that. So I'm going to go to Life Splinter for this so I can run Captain Katie with her Bloodlust. Now, explosive weaponry. So let's go Shield Bearer. Throw in a reflection shield directly behind. Hope that the enemy does not bring a whole bunch of magic, because that will make me very sad. And okay, here we go. The enemy didn't bring a whole bunch of magic, so that doesn't make me extraordinarily sad. This blinding reflector is going to be rather problematic though, because when Captain Katie attacks, magic damage is going to come straight back at her. But I think we're going to crack through that blinding reflector with the blast damage fairly easily. Yep, there we go. I really wish I had that healing that my opponent was using, but we do not. We didn't bring the summoner with a heal. I think it should still be okay, provided Captain Katie doesn't get absolutely destroyed by sniping damage and blast damage, which is becoming more and more troublesome as this battle goes on. Need that to miss. It's never going to miss because they're playing Biz Kitty anyway. Okay, so now it doesn't look so great for me. I think that's going to be a loss. Yep. 1 card against 3 cards with a heal and a repair in play. I won't be winning that. So there's my first loss, and as I predicted, dropped ourselves back to 2nd position in the brawl, which is not great, but we'll see if I can redeem myself in the next battle. Jotun is banned, Equalizer, and Armored Up. I'm feeling like Blue Splinter. Oh, I'm really sad I can't use reward cards because I wanted to use Life Leech here. Instead, I might go Life Splinter to use Life Leech instead. There's a Life Leech, and if I bring Spill of the Radiant available, I think she's a reward card, so no, she's not. Drat. There's no other Life Leech because I want to try and capitalize on that Equalizer. What about Bloodlust? Well, I feel like Captain Katie's always the best choice out of the available splinters at least. Okay, so who's going to be a tank? I might go with Chaos Knight. Sore spot for Chaos Knight. I think they're a pretty good card. Lens Master can go there. Soul Fiend can bring up the rear, and we'll see how this goes. Well, we've got Return Fire on our side, but the opponent doesn't have anything that does fiery returns, unfortunately. And this is the first time I think I've seen a legendary gladiator of this persuasion in combat before. Solar Rangel, which is a pretty intimidating looking card with heal and bloodlust and divine shield. and that's going to be another loss for me. So I can't come back from that. Okay, well that's not great. Let's try to redeem ourselves again in the next battle. I told you that I was going to be good at losing today. So everyone has thorns, and it's 100 mana. Jotun is unavailable, which is fine by me. I think it's time to go and throw maybe Death Splinter at this one. Let's go with Ouster. And then we need to make sure we've got an Amplify in play so we can use this Thorns and Magic Reflect together. Now, does anybody have Return Fire? Cornelius, you can go in second position, so then we'll have basically any attack that Cornelius gets hit by is going to propel itself back at the enemy. I think it's going to be really good to use Cane Haste as well. So we've got magic damage, magic damage. Let's throw in another range damage. And I might just go Dark One and Jin Murray as the rest of my team there and hope for the best. It's not the best because we don't get to see the resolution of that battle. So we'll go to the next. 29 mana, Noxious Fumes, unprotected. So we want to use either stuff with immunity, or we could use Llama Mage, because that would cleanse it. I'm thinking I want to use Forgotten One here. I'm going to throw Caledon into. There's a sneaky gladiator. It's probably not the greatest team I could play. And I don't even get to watch it. That's unfortunate. Well, 2 more teams to submit here. Noxious Fumes and Equalizer, 54 plus 1, and Llama Mage is unavailable. So this one I definitely want to go Jotun once more. With that immunity, use both of those creatures. It's the most effective Bloodlust we can use. I'm feeling like that opportunity might be super useful. Do we have access to any inspiration to increase attack? Yes, we do. Right. Who else can we throw into this team? What about opportunities? So we can stack that damage to one position. That doesn't look too bad. And now we've got 10 mana left. Let's just throw Cornelius in at the very back. I'm so glad I get to watch this battle. Okay. They've gone with a pretty similar approach. So hopefully my attacks can do some good and decent damage. Brilliant. That retaliation saved so much of my life. Now the sad thing is my gladiator hasn't actually managed to score a kill. But maybe their time will come. Oh, they missed. That's really tragic. Now the hope is we can kill their gladiator before their gladiator gets a kill, and I think we should be fine here. Absolutely fine. Fantastic. Alright, I think that's one more battle to submit. Did that move us back into first place? It did. Excellent. I contributed. Back to basics, Noxious Fumes. That's a pretty annoying rule set. I think I might try and be obnoxious and a bit of a bully here by throwing Biz Kitty into the fray. Because it's back to basics, there's going to be no abilities. So I'm just going to throw in people who've got the most amount of health, the largest amount of abilities that can attack from anywhere. Void Dragon's actually got pretty good health. Okay, so we're magic, and melee. We need some ranged people, because they're not going to be able to miss, which is going to be really excellent. To look at this from the perspective of biggest attack damage. But I also want to look for stuff that's got a significant amount of health. There's 7 mana available for me to use, so let's go with this. Then we've got 2 mana left. We'll go with that. And I'm going to throw the magical stuff at the very back so that they can stick around and do as many attacks as possible. Okay, it begins. Looking good so far. My opponent has a lot more health in their monsters than what I do. They're also going to trigger a last stand, but so far I've only lost 1 monster. The opposing team has now lost 3. Okay, this last stand is going to be terrifying from a damage output perspective. And they're also going to be cleansed. I got to attack first, therefore I got to win. That was a really lucky dice roll at the end of that battle. That was a good outcome. So Guild is in the lead on the brawl by 6. So brawl rewards. Are we going to get enough crowns? Yeah. Even if we get knocked back to 4th, I think we'll probably gather enough crowns this battle to graduate up into the next league. So I've got 18 minutes before my daily focus is over. I've gathered 10 chests so far for that, which is pretty good. But I'm knocking at the door of Champ 2 almost. Not sure where that puts me on the leaderboard. 56, it's not bad. Let's see if I can try and sneak my way into Champ 2 with half of the season left. Alright, everybody gets cripple, but we can only use melee stuff, so I'm feeling like we bring immunities. I think Life Splinter may just be the best option here, particularly with everyone who's got cripple. Let's go with Return Fire via Ilthian, because I want to use Krallis. Krallis and Brightwing, so there's double immunity. Is there any double strike I can bring? Double strike with cripple is going to be really nice. There's a double strike. Krallis has got their own healing taken care of. Let's throw Pelacor Conjurer in there to take care of any snipers. That way we protect the Arbalist. We'll slow people down. And should we bring a healer? Yes, we will. Just in case. I think that extra armor will do us some good. It would have been nice if I had a snare to knock this flying creature out of the sky. But not to be. Okay, that worked out pretty nicely. But Arbalest is going to have a very tough time throughout the battle because everybody has return fire. Thankfully, not everybody has magic reflect, but I have to deal with the case of the resurrecting thingy, which is now out of the way. It's looking pretty promising for me now, but Kralis is dead. But we do have some mighty tasty magic reflect at play for us. It's a shame that we are crippled there though. Oh, this is going to go right down to the wire. Nope, it's not. Because I died. That was a pretty close game. And well-named opponent, Champion Slayer, because they did indeed slay me. So that's not the desired outcome, but it's an outcome. So we'll try again, and we've got that cripple rule set once more. But this time with keep your distance, so only melee stuff can be used. So I'm feeling like it might be time for Fernheart. I don't know that Acid Shooter is going to be potentially the greatest thing in existence, but I'll be using them. Who can be our tank? Blue Splinter would be pretty brutal here, actually, provided they don't bring a magic reflect. Can I fit Matsukai? But I wouldn't use a Quadus. No worries, Rick. Thanks for sticking around. I'll catch you next time. Spirit Water, Myrtle Eye Guardian. No, the cripple's going to get outpaced by that. Maybe we'll just go Grenadier. Let's see how double monsters go. Probably not going to go well against that enemy team. Because first we have to be able to hit them. And we're not going to be able to hit them. I was hoping that I could life leech them to death. But that was clearly not a good strategy. And that's okay. Because if it had worked, I would have been laughing maniacally. So we'll try again. So in ranked play so far on the stream, I'm yet to win. Fire and Regret and Equalizer feels like a good time to bring Death with Life Leech to the party. And we can use 3 magical Life Leech. It's going to be the core part of the team, and then we also want to bring Thorns along to be as annoying as possible. I'll also throw an Amplify in. So now Cursed Wendigo has basic, gonna throw everything back at the opponent no matter what it is. Now with Equalizer also being in play, let's throw in Cane Haste and see what happens. Well, that's really tragic. Did they bring a silence? Curses, they didn't bring a silence. Would have been really nice if they had brought a silence. Really glad I have that resurrection on my side, but now it's dead. They have so much armor. The protect from Artemis is pretty upsetting and painful. But the great thing is, everyone having return fire is slowly but surely whittling down their team. I don't know if it'll whittle down their team all the way, but I live in hope. Need to get some more poison happening though, because my team is quite fragile. There's no close range though. I think I should be able to sneak in with the win here. Yes. Ever so just. One creature left. Cane Haste was actually a great choice. They ended up doing most of the nuking once the bear was taken out of the equation. Alright, let's do that again and hopefully walk away with a win. Hopefully. That would have been quite a painful loss if I had lost, because my opponent would have had less rating than I did at the time. Although I've had one of those losses already today. Let's see what's gonna happen. It's taken a while to find me an opponent. 46 mana, up close and personal, melee only. Wow. I feel like I need to go first. So we never want to miss. I'm going to go with a life splinter. And I'm going to focus on creatures that have dual attacks. So they can attack no matter what is happening. And that results in an extraordinarily expensive team. I think I want to keep Krallis over Longtail. They have the same amount of speed. Longtail does significantly more damage, so we'll keep them instead. I feel like I should probably bring Jared's Scar along. With Equalizer, I feel like he can be an absolute menace. Double Strike there should be fun. A Life Leech there could be fun. We'll throw in the Soul Fiend. Let's see how this goes. Okay, I'm really glad I've got that piercing, but I'm not really glad that they've got all these demoralizers, which are reducing my melee attack. What I'm probably glad of is the fact that I brought Cripple along and they've got Cursed Windaku in the back line, which means that its heal won't be nearly as effective. It's just that Thorns is really a bad time for my sneak creatures. Once Vigilator gets going, if they get going, and they actually start doing some poisoning, the story could change. There's a nice little poison. Would have been nice to have had Giant Killer here. Longtail's nearly gone out of the picture, but they have done a magnificent job of tanking Silent Shavi. So we got the Bloodlust going on Jared Scar, which is excellent. Though with the Demoralize, you wouldn't really know it. But here we go. They're about to notch a kill. Excellent. And with the removal of that Demoralize, it made it even better. Oh, this worked out brilliantly. Bang. Angry Jared Scar is angry. Can't believe they survived as a tank against that lineup. It was lucky that I did keep Longtail in the team. Otherwise, the taunt would have not worked. If it was Krallis, because Krallis doesn't have taunt, they would have perished very, very quickly. So that got me up to 50 reward chests for the season so far, which is pretty good. I think it also cranked me over another a daily reward chest, which we will open up possibly after this battle. Alright, so everyone's going to have some of that stuff, and there's going to be blast involved. I feel like I should just do an entirely melee team here. What am I going to do with a melee team? I'm going to need to use lots of reflection shield. So that's a given. Rooney is going to be useful. Water Call is probably going to be useful. Who is our tank going to be for 6 mana? Maybe Bakjira. Let's see how that goes. It's probably not going to be enough damage. I'm not even going to bother bringing Torrent Fiend. I don't want to mess up my immunity to blast in the back line here. But it doesn't make me immune to other attacks. We will see. Yeah, I've been keeping my ECR up fairly high this season instead of burning it all the way down. And I feel as though leaving it higher has gotten me more focus points, more reward points, and it's been a lot more consistent. Opponent seems to be taking a fair bit of time formulating their team composition here. It makes me regret that I didn't spend more time considering my team. Oh, wow, it's a pretty equivalent team there. Really grateful that I've got that opportunity and that my opponent doesn't have a taunt. I'm not so grateful that my opponent brought along a deep lurker, because they are going to be highly brutal. Goodbye to my Rooney. Hello again to my Rooney. And soon to be again goodbye to my Rooney. Really wish Rooney had redemption. Yeah, that's going to be a loss for me. No, we can probably squeeze in another battle, but it's probably not going to yield enough focus points for a thing. Another chest. Explosive Weaponry and Stampede. Okay. Well, I feel like we need to use Possibilis here. I can't resist it. I'm going to go with Archimus as well. And then throw in that good old Blast Shield. This is probably not enough damage to be a useful team. But we shall see. We've fundamentally just given trample to the bear and the tide biter and are hoping that we'll be able to break through. Probably won't, but everyone's going to have trample, even 3 creatures that are not going to be able to do attacks. Well, that are not going to be able to do attacks that are going to be effective at the very least. Yeah, that's not going to end well for me. They've each got 4 attack instead of 5, so Artemis is basically gonna not be able to do a whole bunch of stuff with his reflection and so on. His force field. And halving on Artemis is sort of a disadvantage, because if he's approaching and attacking a guy who's got lots of damage and you end up halving that damage, then it kind of renders the force field somewhat less effective. This is not going to be penetrated, the shield bearer. They've got 2 heals going into it, so that's a no from me. And I'm going to wait out these 25 seconds, and then we're going to crack open these 11 reward chests and see what we can find. And then I might actually decide on focusing on the focus. Hey, Splinter News, welcome. Just in time for us to crack out daily focus chests. We'll see what we get. It's been a while since I've gotten anything fantastic out of daily chests. Although I do like Murtampia. I think they're a very, very, very good card. I've got a Heatsmith, 42 Splinter Shards, so that's a couple of battles worth. 7 Splinter Shards, so that's literally a couple of battles. Mercenary, 218 Splinter Shards, that's a fair few more than a few battles, that's pretty good. 9 Splinter Shards, Pack, some Merits, Bonesmith, and finally a Vampire Bat. So that's a pretty good haul. I'm not angry at that. Let's see what that summed up to. 278 SPS. Not bad at all. I will not be complaining about that for a day's play. It's just a shame that I can't claim this now for another 17 hours, which will probably be after this proposal ends, but I'm going to go ahead and just power up my vote anyway, because my vote for this proposal is no. Not that it's a super effective vote, but it's a portion. It's a portion of the no vote. It's about 1% of the no vote. But let's do some more battles and see what we get happening. Hopefully some more wins. The reasoning behind the no is that vouchers can be used as a DCB purchasing currency. There are enough vouchers in circulation that the community could essentially just use vouchers to purchase DECB, which would do absolutely nothing to reduce the circulating supply of DEC. It would in fact do the opposite. It would inflate the amount of effective DEC out there, even though DECB won't be tradable. It will be seen as a discount on future things. The fact that there's enough vouchers in circulation at this point to account for something like 70% of the DECB that's proposed to be printed, let alone when this change might be implemented in code and actually enable people to burn their vouchers or their regular DEC for DECB. It's really unlikely, in my view, that this will achieve the objectives of the proposal to reduce the circulating supply of DEC, when you would be a fool to get rid of actual DEC, particularly if you're a high SPS stakeholder, instead of using vouchers, which are infinite, essentially, as long as you've got that SPS stake in place. That is my justification for my no vote. And as a fairly large SPS holder, it would be in my interest to vote yes for it because I've got a bunch of vouchers, but I'm voting no because I don't see it as being effective in achieving its objective. So, yeah, that's my justification in a very short form, without the maths TLDR view. I should pick my team for this though. We've got Fog of War and Lost Legendaries. And what is the focus I've got today? Scavenger, Life Leech, or Bloodlust? I think it might be time to go and use those abilities in Life Splinter. But we can't use Legendaries, so Bloodlust is right out. Okay, we're going to spam Opportunity instead. Bang, 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 because I've got not very many seconds left to put my team together. Let's go with Shield Bearer and Corsair and go an entirely melee team. That will focus fire. Looks like my opponent went with some opportunities as well. They've got double healing. I'm not going to be able to get through that healing. And that shadow was really painful. Skip to those results, because it's certainly a loss for me. I was talking too much, but that's okay. That's what I'm here for, to talk too much. Pay more attention to the battle this time around. And Rick chimes in with his spreadsheet that shows exactly what I described in a whole bunch more detail. He articulated it a lot better numerically in that spreadsheet than what I did verbally, probably. Equal opportunity and reverse feed. Now this one is definitely one for our good old mate, Mr. Bloodlust himself, Jared Scar, because he'll be able to attack from any position at all. Now we also want to look at the slow people in the squad. Bring a few of them out to play. Oh, Rooney's nice and slow. We'll bring them along. So we've got 2 True Strikes in a slow rule set, along with a Dr. Blight, who might be actually pretty good. Feeling like I want to throw Evangelist out as well. Now, with the fact that it's equal opportunity, I think I need a decoy. I'm going to use Shield Bearer as my decoy, but then there's no healing for Shield Bearer. Dragon Splinter's not in the game. I feel as though I can slip that Summoner out and throw Grandmaster Wraith in. And we'll see how that goes. Dr. Blight can go at the very back. No healing in my team, no cleanse in my team, but boy am I glad I brought that magic. Okay, and boy am I not glad that they brought triple demoralize. That puts such a big dent in my damage potential here. But hey, we took care of one of their creatures already that was standing in our way, which is very nice indeed. And Jared Scar is going to start up his engine and get going any second here now. See you later, Shield Bearer. Perfect, he does 1 damage to Genosha, so that's all we needed. And see you later, Rooney, but welcome back, Rooney. Setting up Jared Scar with the assist. This has gone really nicely. And now look at this Jared Scar. He's an absolute monster. Bang. Ending the battle on 12 attack. That went quite well. Didn't get me to a single chest, but still a good outcome. We will try to reproduce these outcomes once more. Melee Mayhem and Silent Summoners. That's all we've got for this battle. And Fire Splinter. So, makes sense that we'll use the lowest cost Summoner. And Life Leech Scavenger, Redemption or Bloodlust. Well, I think Grum's going to be a bit too expensive here. But I think we should probably focus our fire. It's going to be a very expensive team at this point. Has the potential to be a very expensive team. Can throw Living Lava there. Was hoping I'm gonna dump Rooney. Bring Forgotten One. Maybe throw in the Flame Monkey. I want Living Lava at the back in case of sneak. Throw Radiated Scorcher in. Hope for the best. Excellent. We managed to get the first strike out against the incredibly dangerous blasting materials that the enemy would have otherwise used. This is going pretty well so far. I'd like to say it's going really excellently at this point. And I think Countess Sanash had a significant amount to do with that win due to the extra speed. Getting that first strike in really helped my chances because that Exploding Rats would have wreaked absolute havoc on my team. So that's 2 in a row, which makes me pretty happy. But I'm losing my voice, which means after I submit this team, I'm going to take a drink of water. Target practice and explosive weaponry, so everyone has blast. That's not great. How do we create a team where we attract the snipe, but we also avoid the snipe? I'm going to go Aquatus, because I feel like they're going to have the best. That's the wrong reflection. I wanted a reflection shield. Bang, bang. So snipe will go into Watercaller. The blast will be ineffective. I'm just going to do triple blast shield and hope for the best. See if the enemy can do any missing. Well, at the same time, see if we can do stuff. Stuff doesn't seem to be working yet, which is really annoying. This is going to be another loss. Another rule set with much struggle involved for my team selection. Tidebiter, you can do it. I've got faith in you, friend. There was no faith. Also, let's ignore the fact that I chose Aquatus as my summoner there. Probably wasn't the best choice in the world. But, hey, it was a choice that I made. And it's over now. So we'll go to my next battle. We'll see what we get here. Hopefully a win. I don't like chaining losses together. Alright, 14 mana. Okay. It's time. Llama plus the creature. Mercenary, llama, last stand, go. This doesn't often win, but I have high hopes. Oh, who am I going to lie to? They're probably pretty low hopes. Oh, that cripple's going to be brutal. At least there's no halving in that team. Need to get some retaliates in. Now that cleanse. Come on, retaliate. Oh. Come on. All we need is that one retaliate. I haven't retaliated once. At least we had the speed advantage. Luckily, close range is not part of this rule set. So once we've got that Murd Hampier in the first position, it should be trivial task to take him down. But good effort by my opponent, but not good enough for the ultimate in zero cognitive load, which is llama plus creature. That felt slightly dirty. And what do we have now? We have no healing allowed. So I cannot repeat what I just did. Instead, I'm going to go and try and pull off what my opponent failed to do, which is go Dallin with some Life Leech. And we'll throw the res in with Life Sapper more to the front. Because Resurrection could be highly amusing here. For 3 mana, I think Grenadier is going to be pretty good value. At least 4 mana for our tank. Let's go with Giant Scorpion because poison is fun. Throw in the Corpse Fiend. There. Grenadier can go there, and we will hope for the best. Yeah, Dr. Blight was a pretty good choice. I was considering it, but I think I'd rather the crippling Life Leech. But I've already lost my frontline monster to massive magic damage. So I don't think I'm going to have enough health to get through the enemy team here. Also, my Grenadier has been spirited away from their blasting behaviors. And now it's Ancient Lich versus the world. Not going to go well. Ouch. I thought I had a fairly well thought out team there. I was incredibly wrong. Enemy speed ripped me to shreds. It's like they weren't even trying. Ooh. Close range and noxious fumes. This is a rule set I like to call Bring Out Your Llama Cornelius. Mana cost. There's a Cornelius. There's a llama. Could probably throw Kron in too. And that leaves me with 7 mana, so you know who else we can also throw in? The Mercenary. It's the triple triad of Green Splinter, Llama plus creatures, but they're all there together. We want Cornelius to get the last stand. Hopefully they can. We want the giant eyeball to be all that remains. Uh-oh. That's not the greatest thing to be facing in the first position. The enemy possessing a resurrection is also not the greatest thing. Oh, that Stitch Leech is going to become absolutely massive. Lucky we've got that cleanse. But I don't think we're going to be able to take down the enemy here. That was a good miss. It's going to be Kron soloing the enemy team, I think. Oh, that resurrects now comes with no poison. That's quite tragic. Oh well. All we got to do is sit and wait now. Enemy is out of healing. As long as we don't constantly get afflicted. Yeah. Attack order. That broke me. Alright, so that didn't go so well. It's 2 losses in a row now. Weak magic and cripple. Well, feels like a job for someone with immunity. I'm going to do something really risky here. And go with a Quadus. Go with Almo. We're going to look for swiftness, where we amplify any magic reflect. Definitely need to bring a blind along. I guess Flying Squid could help us. Is there any slows? There's a few. But we're going to throw in Phantom of the Abyss and Rune Mansakai and hope that we can do lots of dodging and have backfire trigger every time the enemy tries to attack us. Basically, we're hoping that the enemy doesn't play the Biz Kitty or things with True Strike or any healing or any magic reflect or any oppression. There's so many ways you could beat this team. So many very ways. And I just named a small amount of them. Let's see what other ones I failed to name that will actually, in fact, probably defeat me. Find out very soon. Or maybe my opponent is just deciding to surrender instead. That would be nice. Free win. It's always a nice win. We will see. Oh, it's taking so long. I think they're actually putting a team together. Are they? I don't know. Maybe they haven't. Nope. They brought the kitty, which basically rules me out of winning here at all, in any way, or in any combination. Although, I do have enough damage to knock out that shield bearer almost in one round. It was a nice thought. It was a nice concept to my team. And then I look at that sandworm and I'm like, oh, I hope that sandworm misses. Realizing that, no, they cannot miss. It's not part of their contract in this rule set. Which is really super fatal for me. And that double resurrect, just so painful. But Too Curious is one of the greatest players in this game, so I'm not mad that I lost to them. They've been around since the very beginning of Splinterlands, much like myself. So yeah, I deserve that loss. And Conkel Barrett, yes indeed, rip. I am prepared for the rip through this camera scene here, which is you know, I'm prepared for every eventuality. All right, back to this next battle, which is explosive weaponry and thorns. 29 mana. Fire is available. I think this one might be a Queen Mycelia, but with which summoner? Let's go Obsidian. Let's spam magic and hope they don't bring magic reflect. At the same time, I'm not confident that this will work all that well. Reflection shields. That's not a great start. There's not a lot of reflection shields in this Splinter. That's too expensive. Ilthian rule set, you reckon? Alright, let's do that. Or maybe... No, you're right. It is an Ilthian rule set. No. We need that magic reflect. So, Conjurer. And in case our enemy does something like that, Grenadier, so we've got that Thorns. Zenith Monk. I'm going to throw in Dr. Blight. We need some mid-range, mid-tier stuff. Rooney's probably a bad idea. Let's throw Bill of the Radiant in and be completely reckless. And then a cleanse and a heal additional to the thing. Alright, let's go with this. See what happens. Thorns is gonna be very painful. I didn't bring an amplifier. I really needed an amplifier. You can see who voted yes on the proposal. You can also see who voted no on the proposal by jumping into the page on which the proposals are. Walk the grid. I voted no. But we'll have a quick look at that section. We can sort of see a breakdown of what it is and where it is. And the answer is anyone who holds SPS can make a vote to the proposal. So if there's robots that hold SPS, the answer is yes. I don't know if there's any robots that hold SPS, but anyone with stake certainly can vote, as Splinter News points out. Well, I managed to get one kill in this battle, and I think that's the only kill I'm going to get, except for that one. Nope, wasn't enough damage. And that's the end of that one. So if you jump into the proposals and you click the percentage underneath the for or against, you get a list. You get to see who voted yes, which is a thumbs up. And you get to see who voted no. So if I scroll quite some way down to wherever my account is, here we are. Here's my account. It is a thumbs down from me. And there is more yes votes for this as opposed to more no votes for this. Now, what I find interesting is as I go down the number of SPS stake towards it, it doesn't tend to change the trend of yes votes versus no votes. So there's quite a few large accounts that have voted yes. The biggest account that has voted no is 2.5 million SPS. Second one is 2.3 million SPS, but there's a large number of accounts that have voted yes with significantly more SPS. So there is that. So it's ending in a day. This proposal, I think there needs to be a 33% no for the proposal not to pass. So make sure you hit power up if you're against it. If you're for it, you've got your reasons. I've got my reasons, which I've explained. I don't think it's going to do anything material to the price of DEC, so that's why I'm voting no. It's a pointless waste of dev time to implement that, in my view. But hey, we will see what happens. I could be wrong, but maths for my no vote is sound in my brain, and I haven't seen any good counter arguments to the stuff that Rick on the Mountain was talking about in their stream earlier, and the points I made about the number of vouchers in circulation. So I'd love to hear a rebuttal to that, but I haven't seen any rebuttals from that forthcoming in the community, in the Discord, or anywhere else. Yes, you can change your vote once you have voted. You absolutely can. So if you want to go and contact some of those people and do the legwork, feel free. Try to convince people to change their votes. I would love to hear it, Daru. The psychological argument for it. Meanwhile, I'm going to go and put together my team for this one. Odd ones out, close range. That's a pretty tough rule set. I think it's going to be an Ilthian rule set, but this time, guess what? I'm bringing Amplify. Oh wait, I can't bring Amplify because there's no amplifiers that are odd. All right, what about in Blue Splinter? There's also no amplifiers that are odd. That's a struggle. That's pain. Okay then, what can go next? We will go Ilthian, then we'll look at Magic Reflect. We've got Blinding Reflector available. I don't think they're going to do what we need. But we're going to bring them along anyway. We'll throw Jin Renova in. I'm going to do Triage spam and Heal spam, I think. Blinding Reflector. Do we bring a repair of some sort? I think we should. Even better, a repair that can't be attacked. Now I've got 7 mana left to play with. Let's go double repair. Okay, I don't know how to feel about this team, but it's submitted now. That's a lot of magic damage. Hopefully, Stitch Leech can do some good stuff. Hopefully, we also don't get sneaked to death. Alright, that's the enemy's resurrection burnt. Really glad I haven't been poisoned on that back line. There's my resurrection burnt. Now it's going to be a struggle to hit this Chaos Agent. Oh, such a struggle to hit that Chaos Agent. I'm really glad that we haven't been poisoned in that back line though. That's a loss. So just going through and reading through Daru's reasoning here. People having the currency in their pockets makes it easier for them to spend it, so in theory they would spend more. So even if the discount, people might spend more DEC than they otherwise would. Yeah, that could be a possibility, but at this point in time, there's nothing to spend it on. Yeah, I think Splinter Forge is really cool. I think it's a great little side project. I've had a similar idea for a game involving both land and card assets that I've sort of started sketching out, and I've been sort of coding out a very, very rudimentary skeleton of it, but I am but one man, and I don't think I've got the time, given all my other commitments in the world, to put it together into something that is nearly as polished as what Splinter Forge looks. Chat GPT code it. And then I don't actually learn how to code. That's the problem. Because that's sort of one of the objectives, because I was learning Python a little bit last year for probably 6 months or so, and got the basics down, but then I was sort of thinking to myself, I've got nothing to actually apply this to. So I built a bunch of things, and I've been using it a little bit for work, for data analysis in my day job. But the idea that I have is really quite simple. It doesn't require an enormous amount of complicated code, just a large amount of design to make sure that the game would A, be balanced, and B, be fun, and C, be complicated enough to keep someone engaged. So the design side of it is what would have the most cognitive load involved, which I'm not sure that ChatGPT would be entirely capable of resolving. Hey, Bordeaux. You've arrived just in time for Llama plus creature. And it's going to be Llama plus several creature, because I love this rule set. I love the trample. Kron's going to come along though, and we're going to throw in Acid Shooter. And don't know how this is going to go. A fun game? Preposterous. Now it's going to be the most frustrating game that you've ever played in your life. Basically, there's a couple of ideas I've got. One of them would involve tallying up a player's land plots and tallying up a player's monsters, then dividing the aggregate strength, health, magic, ranged, etc. of monsters, and comparing that number against the other player's one, averaged out across the amount of land plots that they have. And then if you win, you gain influence. If you lose, you are intimidated. You collect influence or intimidation, and then stuff happens. The other idea is to use that mechanic, but also turn it into a bit of a roguelike, where you continue advancing through randomized enemy player plots, and the goal is to explore as much of the land as you possibly can, which has quite a bit of design work in terms of how would the database capture that information. Would it be snapshotted weekly, daily, hourly? How would the player engage in a match? How would I record that match? I'd really want it to be a PvE sort of style thing, but a PvE thing that is also fighting against other people's things. Yes, I have claimed some of my land deeds. We'll have a look in just a moment after I lose this battle, because I'm going to probably Llama Creature again, but I'm going to go with his kitty this time, and I'm just going to focus on a very heavily opportunistic team. In fact, I'm going to bring almost all of the opportunity. Is there a particular region that you're waiting for, or a particular space? You want to be in the center of the map. I have a bit of a tactic around what I want to do with the rest of my plots. I'm basically going to RNG it. It's an interesting enemy team composition. I think I'm going to lose though. I really wanted to bring a giant killer along, but no, I needed the blast shield to make it effective. It's going to be really nice once that long tail is dead, but they're going to get resurrected twice. There's the first resurrect. I really like the location of my Rooney for this one. Although my opponent doesn't seem to be doing that much damage. I suppose it's because I've got the healing happening to Longtail that it seems like less damage. Scatter shot would have been really nice here. Chaos Dragon would have done well. I'm really surprised that it took that long for my Longtail to perish in battle. Okay, it's on now. Sure, there's divine shields involved, but all my fire is going to be mightily well focused. Live, Rooney. Choose life. No, they chose death. Okay, here we go. Those blast shields are pretty annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Now it's just operation take them down one by one. Man, my Rooney tanked all of that stuff like an absolute legend. And finally, the victory. That was a very long time between victories. Jeez, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 battles between victories. All right. Speaking of the land, no, it doesn't reveal the rarity after claiming. So on the map, I have claimed a couple of plots here and there. So I've got a plot in Broken Lands, Region 40, Track 7, number 33. And then I claimed my tract in Region 40, track number 8, that is mine. And then I've also claimed 2 plots in the Promised Lands. Sorry, that order has confused me for a moment. Sorry, yes, the Land of Prosperity, rather. 42, track 2, 40, 42, track 6, 25. I've still got 14 plots that I'm yet to claim. So I've got some land in this region here, some land down here. But what I want to do is try and spread my remaining plots out amongst the remaining regions. So I have a text document somewhere, but I can't remember exactly what I wrote in it. But the plan is basically going to be based on the number of regions in these remaining territories. I'm going to try and distribute my 14 plots in each of these equally based on the number of regions rather in each territory. So Great Lowlands and Shimmering Coast, they actually have the lowest number of regions within them. So I'm going to try and weight more heavily my remaining 14 plots into here. So I think it'll probably be 4 and 4. So I think what I'll probably end up doing is try to get 4 plots in the central fire, 4 plots here, 4 plots here, and then 2 up here. So I'll have plots everywhere, except for the pristine northwest. I won't have anything up there at this stage. The other reason why I want to try and do that is if I claim within a individual tract and spread that over different tracts in each region, it increases the likelihood of getting a keep or perhaps a castle if I'm really lucky using those remaining plots instead of just claiming them in the same tract or claiming 14 plots in a linear fashion within that same tract. I want to see if I can extract another keep or perhaps a castle somewhere else as a result of those other regions and tracts being spread out. So when it comes to those central zones, it's going to be very interesting, and we can sort of do a bit of theorizing around what's going to happen with that as well, because if we have a look at the top holders, yes, the land claims are going super slow, especially for something like my strategy, which is somewhat annoying. So we've got 48 holders of regions. So we've got 3, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and then from 10 to 48. So there's 58 discrete regions left to claim. So there are probably enough regions out there to basically gobble up the Central Firelands for sure, because from 69 to 88, that is less than 58. And then we go straight into pristine northwest from there. So there's still the opportunity for region holders to potentially gobble up that. So we can say with 58 regions remaining, how many tracks are remaining? There's quite a few tracks left. Are we over 200 holders? No. So we've got 170 through to 42. I can't do that maths in my head. So 170 take 42. So there's 128 individual tract holders. Then we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50. We've got 50 up to there. Then 369. Then another 20, 15, 6, 14, and then 24. So there's 266 tracks. So that's 26,000 plots. So if we add that to the 58,000, we've got 84. So we've got about 85 regions that could be claimed in total currently. So we'd go from where we are now to 130. So there's still essentially 20 regions that would be absorbed by just ordinary single plot holders based on that. So that's, well, 19 regions that would be claimed by ordinary individuals, ordinary plot holders. That's based on current supply, of course. So it will be very interesting when that happens. You know, is someone going to want the entire Shimmering Coast Region 150 to themselves? Are they going to wait to the very end? It could happen. Are we going to have like unrevealed land for quite some time, just as we potentially, actually not potentially, definitely still do have a sum of alpha packs. I haven't looked to see how many alpha packs are out there. So there's 9 for sale still, 53 betas, 128. Now that's not reflective of the actual circulation of those, but it's a interesting number. Will we see that same thing happen for land plot claims? Will there be lots of them on the market for quite some time? Only time will tell. Have to wait and see. But it will be a very interesting time, I think. Although that seems ludicrously cheap for Untamed packs. But then it seems like a lot of DEC for a second-hand pack at the same time. Have to go and do some maths on what the discounts were and what vouchers were used to see whether or not that would be a great deal or not, but it's a little over half price in terms of DEC. In terms of fiat, it's a lot less than half price. So it'll be interesting to see. Meanwhile, with alpha packs, it's a lot of DEC for now. I can't be bothered. Let's go look and see how many are left on Hive Engine. What have we got? 6,311 alpha packs left in supply. So that's nearly 5 years later, right? So who knows, we might see land claims progress at that glacial pace. But I think once people can actually do stuff with that land, it will probably change. Well, at least I would hope that it would change. At least that's my feeling. I don't know how everyone else feels about that, but yeah, it is going to take quite some time for the rest of this map to be revealed, because when I claimed my tract, that was in probably mid-December. That was in region 40, and 3 weeks later we've progressed 2 regions. On the map it's, quite a fair way, but there's still lots of the map left. I guess you could say we're at less than 33%. And as per my calculations earlier, there's probably 80 more regions that can be claimed by tract and region holders. And then there's the 20 regions that will be basically a scattershot approach. I think that there's also people waiting for that ability to split the tracks and the regions that were purchased in group buys and stuff as well, because that functionality is not yet present. Hey, Ank12C, welcome. And we're going to jump back in, see if we can do some more battling at this point. And we can, with Amplify and Melee Mayhem. I think it's time to bring Jared Scar back out. But what thorns could we also use? Is there much thorns we could use? Lurker could be fun. Let's go Lurker. We want Bloodlust. There's Jared's Scar. How are we going to keep that Lurker alive? We're going to use Protect. We're going to use additional heal. Jared's Scar can live there. We need some sort of blast shield. So let's use Corsair Busan. And I feel as though let's bring a Silence and a Blast with Prismologist. Hope they don't bring Scattershot. Gonna open another 110 Chaos Legion. Let us know what you get, Ank. Well, my dodgy ideas have gone out the window here. Man, that Jared Scar on the enemy teams looks really properly intimidating. I don't stand a bloody chance here. That's going to be all over. And that was all over very, very quickly. Oh, that was such a demoralizing defeat. We'll try again. We won't give up completely. Cripple and Blast. My turn to go Bizkitty now. And who's going to be the quickest? I think maybe Death. So we can go Lyra and Silent Shavi. We'll throw in Deceiver just in case. And a Blind. I don't know how to feel about Chaos Dragon here, but Chaos Dragon is coming along. And then we've got 4 mana left to play with. Guess we'll use that and throw in the Corpse Fiend as well. Well, this could go in my favor here. I think I should be quicker than the enemy. The only thing that sucks is the fact that Wave Brood exists, because all of these enemy monsters are going to be really quite properly annoying. And there's not been a miss yet. Hey, there's a miss. And my chances of dodging are going down with each and every creature of mine that gets knocked down. Be nice if everyone had backfire. They do not. So my Pellicore Deceiver fails me yet again. Come on, Chaos Dragon. No, you can't execute the victory. Drat. That was a crushing defeat. And Jesus, my opponent got 152k focus points for that. It's insane. They were playing their focus all right, and they were on a win streak. That was painful. Hopefully I can do something like that now. Not with that rule set. Little League. And what have I got? Scavenger, Redemption, Bloodlust. Scavenger, Redemption, Bloodlust. Little League is 4 mana or less. I could be very creative about this. I'm going to try and be very creative about this. Thunderbird. I'm going to go triple Redemption. Feels like a bad idea. Who has Scavenger? Dr. Blight feels good. Parasitic Growth, maybe. Okay, now we have 13 mana remaining, which doesn't really matter. Let's see how this goes. And that could go well if I'm able to make contact with the enemy, if I'm able to hit anything. That amplifier was pretty nice and brutal. That stun was brilliant. Now we start to go downhill. It's a redemption chain. Everyone gets a redemption. Now my Dr. Blight is going to get absolutely brutalized. Look at that. Another loss. Maybe would have gone better if I had brought Divine Shield with me instead of General Sloan. But it's too late for those regrets. Equalizer. Is it time for Yoden? I think so. I want to control left exploding rats because Equalizer is a ridiculous rule set for them. Right. Now that everything is equalized, maybe we'll bring in E3 Elder and then focus on some range stuff. Probably, no, not Sinash. Too expensive. Phyrexia General. Fireball has some nice damage, but let's go with Tower Griffin instead for the shield. Goblin Fireballer, and then the ultimate in this team technology, Antminers. It's going to be a struggle to hit anything here. Hopefully we hit stuff. Well, the rats are going to hit stuff. But that's really the only guarantee. Absolutely destroyed. So much backfire. Never works when I try and use it. And so much damage from the enemy team. Defeat. That makes me sad. So very sad. That's what, 4 losses in a row? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's make it 5 losses in a row. I said at the start of this stream that I was going to show you how to lose. And I've not let you down. Explosive weaponry again. An equalizer. I feel like this is going to be one for I want to say Death Splinter. I'm going to go with Mimosa because I want to do Life Leech. But at the same time, I want the stun. And I also want knockout. Because I am sick and tired of specific creatures ruining my day. And this is the hope. That those specific creatures will not ruin my day. I feel as though I picked the right magic spam to go up against this enemy team. But the attacks feel like they're going in all the wrong places. And sadly, my opponent brought lots and lots of scattershot with them by virtue of the summoner they chose. Oh, that's rough. Didn't even get to use my resurrection. Now that was very, very good because now he's only taken 1 damage. Blast is functioning correctly. Oh, beautiful. Excellent. Spamming Death Splinter plus magic damage still works a treat. particularly when your opponent selects Fire Splinter as their battle choice. So that's a awesome outcome. Doesn't really gel with the rule set that I've been given for today, but not going to complain. Managed to add 2 more season chests and 2 more focus chests, so I'll just continue quietly collecting those. And with any luck, we'll do really nicely. But Silent Summoners is not a great rule set for 99 mana. It's a terrible rule set for 99 mana. So we're going to use Dragon. Blue or green? Probably blue. Alright. Runemancer Kai. Longtail with Reflection Shield. With Reflection Shield. With Reflection Shield. Now we need some serious ranged hurtings. Anything with Giant Killer. Already got the Skyclaw in. Anything else with Giant Killer? Yeah, let's throw the Desert Dragon in. And we'll see how this goes. 7 legendary, 2 gold foil Kellias, 1 gold foil obsidian. That's not too bad. Did you open the packs one by each? Or did you just reveal all? Oh, we're never going to hit anything. That affliction's been quite brutal. Also feel like I should have brought Blast. Chaos Dragon on my team would have done quite nicely here. See you later, Desert Dragon. You were mildly delicious while you lasted. But now it's over. So over. I might find myself not in Champion League by the end of this stream. That would be very, very tragic. I dropped something on the ground that I need to find, so you're going to get blinded with your retinas while I try to find it. Because otherwise I'm going to step on it. It's pain. Bear with me while I find this thing. Where did it go? Did it fall onto my chair? Nope. Dropped the spring from my pen. I'm looking for it. I don't see it. It's not stuck in my foot, thankfully. Looking for the rating that I dropped. That's a good one, Elephantian. That's a really good one. Because I dropped a lot of rating. But more importantly, I'm looking for the spring in my pen. Because walking on a spring is not my idea of a good time. Furthermore, if the cat finds it and eats it, that is definitely not my idea of a good time. I found the spring. Perhaps it will help me spring back my rating. Perhaps I'll get it stuck in my toe as I retrieve it. I did not. Success. Worry not, dear viewers. We'll turn down that light now. That is such a great burn, though, Elephantium, that you threw down. Love it. Looking for the rating that I dropped. Such a smooth insult. That should be a clip, I think. That was great. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Alright, let's see if I can restore some of the rating now that I've found the spring. I'm going to put it in a safe spot where it won't fall back onto the ground. I shall put it in the bin. Armored up. Holy protection. And the classic, sacrificing a land will help with your rating. No, because I'd have to sacrifice one, then you'll be like, it's not working, you need to sacrifice another. And then, oh, that doesn't appear to be working either. Sacrifice yet another. I am going to be completely obnoxious and sacrifice more of my rating to the Kron Llama gods for this battle. And yeah, that's going to be a dramatic and incredible loss here. Because there's that amplified magic reflect. There's that obsidian power. And as soon as Kron gets poisoned, it's game over. And there's the poison. And there's the game over. And I really like this guild name. 100 Years of Solitude. How do I join? I feel like I need to become a member of that guild, because there's nothing but solitude happening in my mind right now. They only have 7 of 16 guild members. I think I might have found a home. No. I don't think so. Look at these usernames. They appear to be almost identical. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them appear to be almost identical. They all joined in August of last year. I like that guild name though. I wonder if they are botted or not. There was 2 that I didn't see. 2 springs on the ground, or like 2 losses on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But yeah, I'm gonna try again here. Try and stay in Champ League. I think we're going to be seeing a Lux Vega here. Seems to be the only thing that my opponent has been playing. I'm going to just go Chancius instead. And I want to bring lots of slows. So there's 2 slows. We can bring swiftness for that sweet swiftness. So that potentially creates a 3-speed delta. There's a potential 4-speed delta. Now, anybody with backfire? I'm all about making really poor decisions now. I guess Lurker's the closest we've got to that. And Supply Runner can go there. Cave Slug can go there. We have 10 mana. 10 mana is perfect for the Corsair. But yeah, let's just do that. Because we're not bringing a heal, because healing is not good for this rule set. Oh look, they try to do the speed delta thing as well. But I think I've got a better speed delta than they do. And I like how I brought Chancius because I was like, I'm going to use repair a whole bunch. And it didn't even bring any monsters that had armor. That's what you call tactics. On the bright side, the opponent also didn't really bring any armor. But that's resurrection number 2 burnt. Hopefully, we could have kept dodging a whole bunch. Why not Kitty? Because healing was banned. I know, I brought Chancius when healing was banned. I wanted to rely on resurrections instead. I think I'm still going to be okay. Maybe. I just need to chain together some hits. There's a chained hit. And now, there we go. I think we're going to be good at this point. Because this cave slug is such an angry cave slug. He's got 23, 24 health by the end of that battle. At least Kitty would have made sure that we hit every turn. But it's still a win. I'll take it. I needed it after 2 losses in a row. And we'll see whether or not we can make it 2 wins in a row. Will I be living the dream or living the terrible, terrible, horrific nightmare? We'll find out. Armored up. Rise of the Commons. It's a lot of lettuce that the cave slug has been at. I'm pretty sure there's a pub or a bar in the city in which I live called the Slug and Lettuce. Is there? I've got to Google that now. Because you just described it. Yes, there is a pub in the city that I live in called the Slug and Lettuce. So go figure. Go figure. What a turn of phrase, and what a turn of phrase for the fact that there's a pub. Actually, what suburb is it in? I can't read. Yeah, it's not too far from my house either. Of course it isn't. All right, I need a team. Armored up. Rise of the Commons. I think we need to go for Shattering, just because. And we're going to see what blasts we can bring. Oh, it's going to be a very slow team. Maybe that. Not Sudier Shaman, but let's go with my Silic Infantry. I'm very much making up this team as I go. And I think I've still got enough mana. I was going to say to bring Kron, but I can't bring Kron. So let's just throw in Goblin Psychic instead. Let's see how this goes. Okay, I'm glad I've got the magic. I'm glad I've also got the shatter, but I'm not so glad about the speed differential. It's a ginormous speed differential. But we seem to be doing an okay job of hitting our opponent. This is going slightly better than I initially thought it would. This is going exceptionally better than I thought it would. Wow. We might just win. That was a win, and I'm rather speechless. Didn't expect a win out of that. team composition against that enemy team composition, but I'll take it. I'll appreciate it. And I'll try to make it 3 wins in a row. Don't know if that's going to happen. We will try. 30 mana, no arrows, divine shield. Feels like a cursed Windaku game. Where is my cursed Windaku? Bring me your thorns. But additionally, bring me an amplifier. I don't know if that's the best amplifier I've got. Bring me that. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Because we could see a Jotun. In that case, sneaks. Type the word sneak. And we've got 4 mana. What can we do with 4 mana? Dr. Blight we can do with 4 mana. Okay, I'm hopeful. Well, all their damage is rather magical. And we do have the right recipe for overcoming magic damage here. But now we're afflicted, which is not great. Really glad they wasted their resurrection on their backline creature there. Even more glad that it's getting taken care of by poison next turn. Not so glad about my Cursed Windaku going down. And now they get a second resurrection. That's even more annoying. Okay, we finally got a kill. A persistent one, at the very least. Good job by our Dr. Blight. Okay, we draw closer. This is getting a bit sketchy. Their Dr. Blight could still do some immense garbage here. But thankfully, they didn't do immense garbage. Just did regular Dr. Blight garbage and died. Nice. 52 rating points and 58k stuff. That was a pretty good streak of 3, which I don't want to ruin now with 90 seconds left in my stream for today. So that was a rather interesting sequence of battles. I probably deserved to lose a great deal of those as I did. And then I probably didn't deserve to lose some of the others, but I don't know. I think I made bad choices. I also made some good choices, but mostly I think they were bad choices. We should have a Jairon coming up next, unless they are elsewhere. But I think we're going to see them come online very shortly. They're going to introduce you all to the FOMO hour. I don't know what they're going to be FOMOing about, but I'm going to be FOMOing about the fact that this proposal is not getting put down. I want the stream to be put down. I mean, the proposal to be put down, because I don't think it's going to do anything material to the price of DEC, given that vouchers can be burned for DECB. So my vote is no. I hope other people vote that way, and I hope they do it soon. But that's going to be it from me. I'll catch you guys again on Thursday, same time. And until then, I hope you all have a wonderful existence and enjoy your day. Cheers.